for some more analysis on the appointments the president has made. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News.
Good evening, and good evening to listeners. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Very key appointments made, particularly finance minister and then energy minister. I mean, energy now essentially a matter of money, especially in the power sector, and all the difficulties we are told we could be plunged into if we are unable to raise some huge amounts of money within the next 2 weeks. Also, talk to me about, Ato Forcing. I mean, you've been playing in the same sector with him, the economy, etc. What does he bring to the table?
Well, I think when you think about how to run a modern finance ministry and the challenges, and in particular our case, well, you need some skills and some qualifications. So it's good to have somebody who has a good grasp of public sector accounting, somebody who understands something about taxation, and obviously somebody who knows how an economy works. So I think from that score, you see that he has qualifications in all of these. He has a master's degree in economics. He has a master's degree in taxation, and I understand he has a PhD also in finance. And he's been in the public sector for a while. I think he's been a deputy finance minister before. And also he's worked a lot in the parliament finance and I believe the budget committee. So in terms of the right experiences and qualifications, you have to say that he has them. But I think, sometimes it takes more than the right qualification and experience to be successful in the finance ministry. You need some toughness, you need some firmness, and you need a thick skin. So I hope that he has all of those because, your colleague ministers will be bugging you and pulling you here and there because obviously, there are difficulties the economy faces in terms of finance. So I think in terms of the qualification, it looks great. I just hope that he has the other attributes, that will ensure that he's successful in the role.
I see. His boss, who is our president, made some interesting pledges or promises on the campaign trail. Key among them being scrapping some taxes, e-levy, betting levy or tax, emission levy, COVID tax, and all of that. Given his understanding of taxation, and of course, we've been given the first 120 days to have these things done. How do you suppose that they will go about doing this?
Well, first of all, I think that we shouldn't take the first 120 days. We shouldn't take that literally. I think we should take it seriously that he means to do it. But if you think about it, it will probably be the end of the first quarter before they will be able to present their budget. And it will be some days after before they will be able to pass the budget and the appropriation act and start implementing, even if they mean to do that at the earliest opportunity. But so maybe it might happen, but maybe not in 120 days precisely. But I think in terms of the specific proposals, I think they propose to remove the e-levy, the COVID levy, the betting tax. If you look at what we are projected to collect from those three in 2025, I think it will be just around 5% of the revenue. And given how much of a nuisance, in particular, the COVID levy has been, the e-levy has been, I think removing them wouldn't be too much of an issue, trying to find ways to combat them. But having said that, I personally don't think that we should be removing the betting tax. I know the young people in this country will not be very happy to hear me say that, but I think one of the problems we've had in this country is that we make taxation solely focus on revenue generation. But we forget that we use tax policy to support certain local industries and local sectors and to shape some behavior. And I think the rate at which betting is taking hold of our youth requires some action. So personally, I don't support the removal of the betting tax. But having said that, even if we decided to roll back some of the exemptions, and it was good to hear the president say they are going to rationalize the tax system, I hope that includes removing a lot of all the exemptions to businesses or to profitable entities that we haven't really done a proper cost-benefit analysis to understand what they are giving us. If we're able to roll back some of the exemptions, it will fetch us multiples of what those three taxes are fetching us. So, in terms of what else we can do to raise revenue to plug those holes, I think there are many of them. We know that there's still a lot to do. There's a lot of potential in property rates that has not been explored, that are there. Mm-hmm. And of course, because of there's so much financial leakage from our system, a lot of looseness in our system that allows illicit financial flows out of our country, and then also transfer pricing regimes that make the country lose so much revenue. So in terms of what we can do to raise way more while removing those handles, there are many options. We just hope that the government will be committed to it. And of course, these things take time. So hopefully they will take their time and do the right things and make sure that we see the fruits going forward.
Thank you so much, Professor Patrick Asuming, economist with the University of Ghana. Thanks so much for speaking to us on the nomination of Atu Forson, doctor.